Number one, what is something most church communicators get wrong?
Oh gosh. Oh well, yeah. What do they most of them get wrong is the comparison trap. Majority of them and I would, they way too often spend too much time comparing themselves to the other churches when they don't understand the context of the resources that the other churches. I like to say it like this: you're not playing a game of football where you're trying to score against an opponent. You're playing a game of golf. You're competing against yourself. So just every day, 1%, just try to increase by 1%, get better by 1%, and over a year you'll be surprised how far you get.
Good. Number two, what makes a successful worship experience? What would you say that was successful?
If the gospel's preached clearly and articulated, that to me at the end of the day, if I do a worship service and everything hit right, announcements, video, but the gospel wasn't preached, then it's all for nothing.
What about the flip side? What if everything goes wrong but the gospel was preached? Still a win?
Yeah, it's still a win for me but it gives me a lot of work to do, and I'm okay with like, hey, that's fine. We grind it out. Again, I don't. When you stand before God, I don't want to say, man, the light show is fantastic, but the gospel was never preached. Right, yeah. I think God's going to be, I think He's going to give you a little discount if something goes wrong with the soundboard.
Discount like that. All right, where would we find you on a day off?
Oh gosh, I'm horrible about days off. I'm not a good model for that. I am probably going to be in a soccer field with one of my boys. Let me tell you, my actually day off, or like my true day off, I actually do take it. You'll find me somewhere with a book. I'll probably be someplace reading. Big somewhere.
Reader.
Yep.
All right. If you were not on a church staff as a communications guy, what other profession would you have gone into?
Oh, if I wasn't doing this, I'd probably be in the film industry, probably in some way, shape, or form.
All right, last one. What is one thing that the church should be focusing more on right now? Big C Church.
Getting hyper local. Focus on what's around you. Focus. Put a pin where you are. Draw a 5-mile radius and say, we're going to own this. We're going to own this community. We're going to love this community.
Does that contradict the more digital online? It goes everywhere. It's to everybody.
I'm trying not to laugh because I got probably you and I have a couple of mutual friends who that they're gonna laugh at me because I want to say heck yes, but because in some ways yes and no. It doesn't contradict in the sense of like, yeah, find out what those people are doing digitally in a 5-mile radius, and find out what's going on in their world. I just think that what we got to be careful of is it's great that you got somebody from South Africa or somebody from across the globe who's watching worship services. That's fantastic. If they come to it, that's awesome. But the reality of it is, at the end of the day, when things go south and they need somebody at their hospital bed or somebody to help them because their mother's going through cancer, you can't do that virtually. I don't care what at the end of the day, somebody's got to be at the hospital. And to me, that's why I think, yeah, you can do that stuff digitally. You can find out those things digitally. But at the end of the day, you cannot escape human presence and the power, the impact that it has.
Do you think that an online church presence should push me to physical, or should I be comfortable worshiping in my pajamas?
Nope, it should push you physical. There's too much science and too much evidence that says, well, first off, let's not get into the fact you're changing the nature of the word ecclesia. We can go into that whole argument. But I think there's too much evidence that says you physically need to be other people, you need to hear them singing together. There's just so much out there that's part of it. I think we got to be okay with challenging our people. We as a church have now installed that as an actual value for us, that we actually value the gathering of believers together collectively.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Man, always a pleasure. Thanks so much for hanging out.
Thanks, Carl. I appreciate it, man. I really do.